Hello everybody, and welcome to my first ever Avatar draft here on the channel. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for giving me access to this streamer event for free so I could get this recorded for you early. If you're looking for more of a draft guide style video where I go through top commons, archetype overviews, things like that, you can find that on my channel already posted. This is going to be a lot of fun though. Okay, our rare is Airbender Ascension, which I think is quite good. When it enters, you can airbend a creature, which means you exile it, and if a card is exiled that way, its owner may cast it from exile by paying 2 rather than its mana cost, so you can do this on your creatures or your opponents. And then whenever a creature enters, you get a quest counter, and on your end step, if it has 4 or more quest counters, you can basically re-trigger one of your enters the battlefield effects, exile it, return it. Pretty strong card, so we're going to hover that for now. There's an enter the Avatar state, which is a combat trick, which is pretty reasonable. There is Combustion Man, which is a top end red card. Yeah, there is Callous Inspector as a cheap black creature that can be good synergy with sacrifice effects. And there's Lost Days as well, which is a good removal spell in blue. You get a clue token, put something into their deck. But I think we're just going to take the rare, see if we can get Airbender Ascension to do some good work. So we started off with a white card. Following that up, I think Azula on the Hunt is pretty strong as an uncommon. It's a nice little 4-mana creature that gets you a clue when you attack, so that's going to get you a lot of value. So I'm going to hover that one for now. Always important when you have a white card to start with that you check what the other... graphics... Yeah, my quality I think is pretty reasonable here. Anyway, that you check what the other white cards are, because you might want to follow up with a card in the same color because it increases your flexibility. I don't think this one's crazy. You can basically make a 3/3 because Earthbending puts counters onto a land, makes that land a 0/0, and then you can either do that or kill a creature with power 4 or greater. Sandbender Storm, not a card I want a second pick though. There is a Shrine, so the Shrines is one kind of more niche archetype that you can find where you get a bunch of shrines and then there's one in each color and they kind of work well together. And then there is Deadly Precision as a removal spell, but I think I'd rather get the Azula on the Hunt here. So we started off with a white card and a black card. Here in this pack, I think the first card that jumps out to me is Path to Redemption. So it is a pretty reasonable removal spell in white, where it makes it so the creature can't attack or block, and then eventually you can get rid of it permanently. It does struggle against the airbend mechanic that we've already seen. So if you put this on your opponent's creature and they airbend it away, then the Path to Redemption falls off. So that is a weakness of the card. So I don't really want to take it here, but it is a card that jumps out. There is also Zhao, Ruthless Admiral. So it's a nice firebender, maybe goes in the same deck as Azula. When you sacrifice a permanent, which will include the clues from Azula, my creatures will get buffed, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to hover this guy for now. Crashing Wave is more of a tempo play than anything, but can do some good work for blue decks. Waterbending is your creatures and artifacts can help you cast your spells. And other than that, there's nothing really crazy in this pack. I think Rowdy Snowballers is also pretty solid, because you can tap a creature and put a stun counter on it. But we're going to take the Zhao, give myself the flexibility, because it can go into either a black deck or a red deck or a black-red deck. It does not seem right now that we're going to get to play this Airbender Ascension, because we haven't really seen any crazy good white cards. We did just see the Pacifism variant, the one we just talked about, the 2-mana enchantment. In this pack, there's another Lost Days. So the 5-mana card puts something into their library, second from top or bottom, getting a clue token. There is Fire Navy Trebuchet. So when you attack, you get a 2/1, and then you can sacrifice it. So if you're playing a sacrifice deck, you kind of make the token, and then you want to maybe sacrifice it to some other effect before it would sacrifice itself. Merchant of Many Hats is a reasonable 2-drop. It can come back. I think we're just going to take Combustion Technique, because it's a 2-mana removal spell, but if you get enough lessons, it can be more effective than just 2 damage. It's between that and Rebellious Captives, which is a 2/2 that is more effective, but Combustion Technique goes with the Zhao, so I think we're going to take that. Ooh, now this pack is really interesting, because Accumulate Wisdom is really good in the same decks that Combustion Technique is good in. It's a lesson. When you look at the top 3, you put one into your hand, the rest on the bottom. And if you have 3 or more lessons in your graveyard, you're just basically 2-mana draw 3, so that's really good. So I'm going to hover this for now. There's also Abandon Attachments as a 2-mana. You can discard a card. If you do draw 2 cards, it's a lesson, so it helps you fill your graveyard to fuel your lesson synergies. And then there's Lightning Strike, which I might take here, because 2-mana deal 3 to any target is really good at instant speed, and it kind of fits with the cards I already have. I don't really have any blue yet. UA is reasonable as a 4-mana 3/3 flyer with Vigilance. The ability is less relevant in Limited than it may be constructed, but it's between Accumulate, Wisdom, and Lightning Strike. I'm just going to take the Lightning Strike. It's going to be a really good card in my red decks, and if I play blue-red, I'll be happy to have it regardless. Okay, so this pack has a card that I want to mention briefly, Watery Grasp. I think the card is definitely solid. You can play this, but it's important to note it doesn't tap the creature when it comes into play like other effects like this would do. So if you put this on your opponent's untapped creature, they'll just like not attack with it and then just keep the creature back on blocks. So keep that in mind, but then eventually get rid of it permanently with waterbending it away. Leaves from the Vine is an interesting saga. Helps you fill your graveyard. You put a counter on your creatures and then you draw a card. If there's a lesson, we already have one lesson with the Combustion Technique. We're seeing a little bit of black. Azula Always Lies could be a potentially good addition to the deck as a combat trick, or Heibai, Spirit of Balance. Let's take the Azula Always Lies, I think. Get myself into a little combat trick here. And now this pack is really good. I'm really liking the choice to go black-red right now. There's Callous Inspector, which plays well in a sacrifice aggro deck, maybe. There is, we already talked about the Menace. When it dies, you get a clue token, so you sacrifice this thing, and then you sacrifice another thing. Pretty reasonable. There's Zhang Zhang the Deserter, so you put a counter on him, and when you cast a lesson, you copy it. And we do already have a couple of lessons. We have Combustion Technique and Azula Always Lies already. And then there's Fire Nation Raider as a nice little reward. You get a clue token when you attack. Let's take the Zhang Zhang, though. I think this card's going to be quite good. And, yeah, I just think he's a powerful card. Wow, we get another Zhao. Interesting. I also wouldn't mind taking Cunning Maneuver. I think Zhao's going to be good in this deck, though. I'm trying to build a sacrifice aggro deck. Maybe I would have rather had the 1/1 guy instead of the Zhang Zhang, but I think Zhang Zhang is pretty cool. Cunning Maneuver is also a really good card for this deck. It creates a clue token, which will work with Zhao, and it gives +3/+1, but I'm going to keep taking the Zhaos and then try to get the clue tokens later. So +3/+1 and clue token. This card's also sweet if you can get a bunch of swamps into your deck. Just deal a ton of damage, gain some life. Okay. Daily Indoctrination is not my favorite. You don't really I don't really care about the discard effect thing. I think I might take Lost Days here. I'm not going to splash the Airbender Ascension card. It just doesn't really work with the cards I have. But I could see myself moving away from black and just playing a blue-red deck, because Zhao can be in just any red deck, which is part of the reason I took the Zhaos, because they're pretty flexible. Okay, now I can get a Borcupine. So again, kind of a spells deck could be a good fit for this. Actually, Jet's Brainwashing could be pretty good in a black-red sacrifice deck, because you take control of their creature and you get a clue token. Yeah, let's actually do that. This gives a creature Firebending 4, pretty reasonable, but I think Borcupine's pretty replaceable, and Jet's Brainwashing is a card that I might not have access to in the future, and could be pretty good depending on the cards I get. Okay, now we'll take... share a creature type. So I have a few humans, right? Yeah, 4 humans. I don't really care about giving them unblockable. Maybe I'd want to splash green for something. Let's just take the land. Oh, perfect. I get a Beetle-Headed Merchants. You can sack a creature when it attacks. If you do, you draw a card and put a counter on this guy. There's also Mongoose Lizard, so it's a 6-mana, 5/6 menace with land cycling. But I think I'd rather get the sacrifice card because it does work well with the Zhao. I guess I'll take the Earth Kingdom Soldier. You never know if that could be useful. And Earth Rumble Wrestler, not really a card I care about. Okay, going into pack 2, I think we just do a quick analysis of our deck. We have a pretty good black-red base. I'm pretty glad that I took the Lightning Strike over the one blue card. We're not going to play white currently, and probably not going to play blue. Probably going to just play black-red, but we don't have that many black cards, so always important to keep an eye on that. Like, don't get too connected to one color. So we definitely want to be taking red cards if we can. May, Jaded Edge is really strong. Also, this land is really strong. It just like lets you put a counter on all of your creatures like in the late game as a land. Like, that's just kind of crazy. Like, this card is awesome. Abandoned Air Temple. But I think we might take May. Putting a double strike counter on May could be good. And then when it has double strike, buffing it up with Zhao attacking is pretty reasonable. I kind of am tempted to just take the Abandoned Air Temple, but I don't think it fits well with the cards I have. Ozai's Cruelty is a 3-mana discard too. Not something I'm prioritizing right now. This is overall not a great pack for me. If I had been able to get into white, it would have been great, but the person next to me is going to be super happy to see that. Okay, so now there is Low and Lee, so you can search for a Lesson or Noble card, put it into our hand, then shuffle, and Nobles have lifelink. So we have the Azula on the Hunt, which is a Noble. We have the Combustion Technique, which is a lesson. Azula Always Lies is a lesson. So we have plenty of things to search up with Low and Lee. So I think we're just going to take this as a nice little 5-drop for our deck. Pretty nice flexibility, getting our Azula. There's also Deadly Precision. We could just not take this card because maybe other players can't use it and it could wheel. Because it is kind of expensive. We could just take Deadly Precision as a bit of a sacrifice combo enabler. And then I am still hoping to get Cunning Maneuver, but a little bit later. And then Baifong's Bounty Hunters is pretty reasonable as well. Yeah, let's just take the cheap removal spell that's going to be synergistic with our deck. I don't know if other decks can even use the Low and Lee. Okay, now I think we'll take Combustion Technique number 2. Currently, we have a few lessons. We already have one of these. We have 3 lessons, so this being just as good, if not better, than Lightning Strike is fairly likely, though I do, of course, like Lightning Strike quite a bit. And then Azula Always Lies is still a solid combat trick. So this is one of the shrines, now that I have a little bit more time to talk about it. The Spirit Oasis. So basically the shrines, they do a bunch of stuff based on how many shrines you already control, and then when other shrines enter, they do a good effects. So you kind of have to play like 5 colors because there's one for each color, like there's one shrine for each color, and yeah, they're kind of a little bit hard to use. This card's also pretty good. Enters Earthbend 2, so it's like 4/4 worth of stats, and when it counters put, you gain life. So pretty reasonable. But yeah, pretty happy getting Combustion Technique. Of course, important to remember, we could still abandon black because we just have the Azula on the hunt and the Beetle-headed March. Deadly Precision, Azula Always Lies. So it's kind of interesting. We're seeing some really good, like this card's really good as a white card. Create a bunch of more creatures. There's also just Boomy Bash as a kill spell. My creature count's pretty low, I think. Yeah, I have 6 creatures, 7 non-creatures. I guess I'll just take this. I don't really care about the Boomy Bash that much. Okay, now I can take Porcupine. Get a 3-drop that's going to grow pretty significantly in my deck. I kind of have a little bit of speculations into other colors. Black hasn't been that open. Start a Riot would be good in some versions of the deck, but yeah. We're in an interesting spot here. Okay, now there's another UA. Man, I wonder if blue was open. Just 4 mana, 3/3 flying. Vigilance isn't the craziest card, I guess. Twin Blades might be my pickup. I could also take Path or just take the big Mongoose Lizard. Maybe I'd rather just have a Mongoose Lizard at the top end. This card's pretty reasonable. I have a good number of Firebenders. Should be pretty good. Just putting it onto a Zhao seems good. Enters if I attack this turn, create a clue token. Vindictive Warden. Menace Firebending 1. The Warship. Dies into a clue token. Pretty decent to sacrifice that thing. I think it's between this and this. My curve dictates that I take a 3-drop, I think. Because I already have the 2 Zhaos and the Azula, and I now have a pretty reasonable place to put all of the mana that I'm getting from my Firebending. Wow, green is looking open here. And Tylee is perfect as a 3-drop here. So I think you can stack this so you get the Firebending mana first, so I can use my Firebending mana on this as well. Because like I have Firebending 2, so like being able to use my Firebending 2 mana for good things is useful. There were some good green cards in that pack too. Let's take the Rough Rhino Cavalry. I think it's going to be pretty good for my deck. It's looking like white's open. I think this card's really strong. Airbend target permanent, draw a card. It can be almost like a bounce spell of sorts. And then like Boulder's pretty good for green decks. But we're just going to keep going with what we got. And Cunning Maneuver came back. That's perfect. Green is super open. Rocky Rebuke is a really good common. 2 mana, deal equal damage with power to target creature and opponent controls. I wasn't able to identify the green lane early enough. I think my deck is still pretty good. Cunning Maneuver works really well with some of my cards. It works really well with May. Ooh, and I get a Deserter's Disciple. Nice. There's also Fatal Fissure. So if we kill something, we can get a 4/4. It doesn't work great with my combustion techniques. So we'll just take the red 2-drop. Boomy Bash came back. Interesting. Also a blue-red land. I don't think we really want this one, though. Though I guess we could just play like half on color lands to sacrifice to Zhao. It is kind of funny that there's this like little dead zone here in the middle of the screen. But okay, pack 3. Here we go. We've got enough cards for a deck, so now we're just building supplement things. Like if this card wheels, we could just take the Misty Palm Oasis so that we can have a land that we can sacrifice. Like we get our Firebending mana, and then we sacrifice it, and then our creatures get buffed. So that's something to keep in mind. This pack, I think we just take Epic Downfall. Great removal spell. Exile at mana value 3 or greater. That's most creatures you care about killing. Combustion Man would also be reasonable. Just attacks and deals like 4. Almost has like double strike of sorts in that way. And then Azula Always Lies is a good combat trick, as we already mentioned. I think I'm happier having Cunning Maneuver because I get the 2 red mana spotted to me when I use my Firebending from Zhao. And then the clue token I can sacrifice is also pretty good for Zhao. Okay, so this is another kill spell. So what do we want here? We could take... I don't think we want Boomy Bash. Boomy Bash might even wheel. It's not great. I think it's just sorcery speed removal is not the highest priority. Like 1 copy's fine. This is nice, though, as a potential kill spell. 3 mana. -5, -3. Not the worst, especially because I can often get the 2 mana attacking with a Zhao or something. Cat Gator is a bit expensive, and my deck is heavy red, so this isn't really the card for my deck, but I can imagine decks where this would be really good. And then this card seems... Borcupine could be fine. We still have a lot of non-creatures. And then Aang's Journey is good if you're trying to play a Shrines deck, I think. And you don't really want it otherwise. Oh my gosh, we're seeing all of the red-white cards. It's weird because I wanted to draft red-white going into pack 1. But I was unable to... because I first picked a white card. But I think I went white card, Azula, Zhao... Lightning Strike, and then red was super open. Obviously, we have a ton of red cards. But yeah, the Jet's Brainwashing is probably not making the cut right now. We have 1 sacrifice outlet, 2 sacrifice outlets. We'll have to like do a little bit more work to make it get there. Here we're just going to take this guy, get ourselves a 2-drop that plays well if we do get more sacrifice stuff. So there's Zuko Conflicted, which is a card that's interesting. The templating on Arena is really weird looking because normally it's like in a row. But you don't want to play cards that give themselves to your opponent, really. So we're not going to take this. I don't think. There is Vindictive Warden again, which is reasonable. Fire Nation Cadets. My lesson count is at 4 still, though, so I don't think I want the Fire Nation Cadets. And then there's Kyoshi Battle Fan. Let's just take the Warden and see if that works out. Could be good for our deck. Okay. So there's the Boiling Rock Prison, which I would love. Because it plays so well with my Zhao and stuff. There's also Zhang the Deserter number 2, which I think I kind of want to take as well. Because I do have 4 lessons, and being able to double up a lesson is pretty good. Cave of Two Lovers is nice. You get a couple of 1/1s, then you eventually Earthbend. And pretty strong card. I think we're just going to take Zhang. It's just a really good card, I think. Another Vindictive Warden. Let's just take the Wandering Musicians. When it attacks, creatures we control get buffed. There's also Meteor Sword, but that's a little harder to use. Cave of Two Lovers. Sure. I really wish I played red white. I opened that really good white rare pack 2 as well. Somehow white ended up super open, like kind of shockingly. Oh, nice. We get Deadly Precision, so that's pretty good. Nice little payoff for our deck. Fire Lord Zuko. I wonder how... So if you use this with airbending, I guess. Interesting. But I think we'll just take the Deadly Precision pretty happily here. Combustion Man Wield. Wow. There is also Azula Always Lies, but we already have 1 copy of that. I don't think we need a second one. And we could use another top-end guy. We don't need another Boomy's Bash. This card probably shouldn't wield. 2 mana, 1/3. When you enter, get a clue token is pretty good. Let's just take one of these as like a not card that we're gonna play, but like we'll play it and just have it as an extra land that comes into play tapped, and then we can eventually sacrifice it because that just seems useful to have. We don't need another Porcupine. So we could try to splash green if we got this and we had a green card we wanted. I think IROT Master is pretty good. Whoa, that zooms in really far. I guess we'll just take the land, might as well. Sure, we'll let other people have their cards. Wow, we wield Boiling Rock Prison. That's huge for us. I wouldn't mind Cave of Two Lovers. I think it's pretty reasonable. But Boiling Rock Prison is just going to help my mana. I already have way more than enough playables. Okay. Sorry, Sun Warriors. Okay, we're going to play Foggy Bottom Swamp too, I think. Take out the Rumble Arena. Maybe this is too many of the tap lands, but I want to experiment with that idea of like playing the tap lands just for the heck of it, basically. But like if we did want a green card, we could probably splash one pretty easily. It's just we didn't really think about that much during the draft itself. So we have Jet's Brainwashing. So this is a way to steal your opponent's creature. And it creates a clue token. So we're going to play it anyway, I think. Especially because with 2 Deadly Precisions and a Beetle-Headed Merchants, that's like just enough synergy to make that work. We're not going to play Fire Nation Cadets, though. We're not going to play How to Start a Riot. I don't think we have that many creatures. 16, and a lot of our cuts are probably going to be creatures. Though it is kind of cute with Zhang Zhang. So we have 4 lessons. If we use How to Start a Riot, we like play attack with Zhang Zhang on turn 4. Gives us our 5th mana. I guess we do it on turn 6, or turn 5, I guess. So we get the extra mana. Exhaust, put a counter, cast our lesson spell. And How to Start a Riot, give our stuff +4/+0. Could be useful. I don't think we want Wandering Musicians, though. We already have 1 Cave of Two Lovers. I don't know if we even need it, though. Yeah, let's just cut the cave. Rough Rhino seems good. Boomy Bash seems mediocre. Yeah, especially because we have 2 copies of Deadly Precision. I don't think we need Boomy's Bash. And we have Epic Downfall as a removal spell. Combustion Technique. Lightning Strike. Our early game is a little bit weak, but we have these cheap removal spells. So like we don't have a ton of early creatures to curve out with. Let's cut a Vindictive Warden. Let's cut a Twin Blades, maybe. Honestly, maybe I'd rather have Twin Blades than Azula Always Lies. -1, -1, +1/+1. Porcupine, How to Start a Riot. I don't think I want How to Start a Riot. Though it is a cute combo with Zhang Zhang. So I definitely need to keep Azula Always Lies then. Because I don't have that many lessons. I guess I should have prioritized them a little higher. Maybe I do want How to Start a Riot then. Just to make sure my combustion techniques still work properly. So I'm going to then have to cut one of my combat tricks, probably Twin Blades. This is another removal spell. I probably don't need Swamp Snare Trap. My non-creatures are getting lower. Let's just cut the Porcupine. Creature counts at 13. Let's just cut Swamp Snare Trap. I probably should cut How to Start a Riot, but we'll see how it feels. Yeah, this should be an interesting deck. Let's dive on into the games. I'm going to play 5 rounds with this deck, I think. Get a good sense of it if we make it to 5 rounds. And as we get ready for the matches, oh, hi everybody. I want to shout out the NicolaiBolas Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you want access to my card-by-card tier list, my format thoughts document, where I talk about things like big picture format things and how the meta is shaping up, things like that. And that's where you can go. And also you support my mission to make draft more accessible for everybody. I want to give a special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a huge difference, and I really do appreciate it. And you're helping the channel grow, thrive, and again, the mission to make draft easy and accessible for everybody that wants to play. Okay, here we go. Round 1. Our opening hand seems pretty good. Let's keep it. They are on a mulligan. The Vindictive Warden into Zhao. I kind of like that. That gives us a lot of mana for using this ability. I do think this is an interesting build. I didn't prioritize 2-drops that highly, so we'll see how it goes. I think my colors weren't the most open. Okay, I'm not going to use my Azula Always Lies on this. I'm glad I have this land, though. It's kind of nice. I'll be able to sacrifice it, buff my creatures for Zhao. Maybe I should have taken the Kyoshi Battle Fan that I saw, because I did need a 2-drop at the time. So them attacking means they might have Azula Always Lies. I'm not going to block. Okay. Interesting. So this is going to be a good little combo to set up. So the Foggy Bottom Swamp is kind of messing with me here, because otherwise I would be immediately able to go Jet's Brainwashing with Kicker. Deadly Precision. So I think they have Azula Always Lies, which is unfortunate. Okay, okay. Kill that. Play our tap land. Attack. Firebending. And then next turn I could potentially do some serious work with the Jet's Brainwashing combo. So I play this with Kicker. Take control of, like, if they play a big creature or something. And then sacrifice it to kill with one of their other creatures that's an important threat. Okay. Goodbye, Azula Always Lies. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. So, this would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they're just dead. Right? So I can take control of this. Attack with everything. I'll get 3 more mana. I can sacrifice the Clue to buff up my guys, or I just play Start a Riot to give this guy +2/+0 Menace. I go to combat. I attack with everything. 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I could have won. Oh, I messed this up. I needed to play Deadly Precision pre-combat. Gosh, I would have figured this out. The clock got me. Sorry about that. I don't like to make misplays like this. H. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could have won this in so many ways. I forgot that the jab would trigger too. Yeah, that was a huge punt. They were super dead. It always feels bad to kind of botch your first game. I literally, I don't know why I didn't have more time to, like, the timer thing felt like it came really quickly on that turn. For those wondering why I killed the, why I killed the land, it was so that they couldn't, like, play a card that earthbended onto the land. Sure. Okay, hold full control. So we're still going to win this. Because now both of my creatures are lethal. Because this is going to have menace. And this thing can ping them. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, I should have won the turn before. That was an interesting game. There was a lot of close decisions. I actually could have gotten them the turn before, as we established, if I had used my sacrifice. No, I couldn't. I didn't want to sacrifice pre-combat. But I could have won the turn before if I had whatever it was. There was the if I had killed their guy, I could have used my mana differently. Because I could have sacrificed my clue. That's what it was. I could have done the thing, sacked the clue, because this can sack artifacts. Perfect. Okay. This is a great hand. 2-drop, 3-drop. We have our Zhong in case we need it, and we have our tap land on turn 1 instead of having it kind of wreck us in the later parts of the game. We don't have a lot of 2-drops, but ooh, white blue. Ooh, and we have our little combo. Hopefully you saw how good this combo can be. This card's really good. Making a clue and being a steal effect is so good. Okay, sure. They get a couple 1/1s. I'm glad I didn't miss my 2-drop. Glider Staff. It's pretty good against my Deserter's Disciple. Here comes Zhong Zhong. Hopefully they play a 4-drop this turn. Wow. I think I might just do this without having a lesson. I don't have any lessons in hand, and my mana's kind of tied up for the future turns, and getting extra power and toughness on this guy is pretty reasonable. You gotta be willing to make those unintuitive plays in draft. Because now the race is a lot better for me. They're hitting me for 2 a turn. I'm hitting them for 3 a turn. My Jet's Brainwashing, Deadly Precision combos kind of set up. Yeah, Rabaru Troop. You usually want to do this combo as early as you can in the game. I missed out on a point of life that I could have gained. Which could matter for sure. Because like I could have stolen the Rabaru Troop, then played Swamp to gain a life, and give it flying. Momo, okay. Momo's not really good on his own, though. He kind of needs some help. Sure. I'm glad I have this land in play just chilling. Okay. Tai Chi. Tap up to a creature and it has prowess, doesn't untap. So I can epic downfall that at some point. I can also use this to basically sacrifice my clue token and get a counter out of the deal as well. Okay, they're out of gas, it looks like. Having these lands is pretty good here. Might as well sack that. So they're going to get a food token out of the deal. No, they get a Scry 2 out of the deal. Okay. They kept one on top. That's not a good sign. But I get to sack this land now. Fortune Teller, sure. This is just a flip-flop. Or I guess it's a sandal, but that's funny. Let's just kill that thing before it can get too scary. Got the win. So far, I think we've been a little bit fortunate that we've drawn our 2-drops on turn 2. Our deck doesn't have that many of them, but it has felt like a pretty nice advantage. Not that we don't have other things to do. We have like 6 things to do on turn 2 between our 3 2-drop creatures and our 3 2-mana removal spells. And in a pinch, we could even use Azula Always Lies to give something -1/-1. But yeah, I think that game was pretty demonstrative of how good you can like do things like Zhang Zhang just being a nice little 3/4 essentially. Ooh, just Lola Man, friend of the stream. Channel, I guess. A friend of the stream is just a classic phrase. Oh, nice. 2-drop, 3-drop, Zhang Zhang, the Foggy Bottom Swamp. I think May's pretty good. Nice. We have the combustion technique to go with Zhang Zhang. Okay. Do we just kill this now, or do we play May and then Zhang Zhang and then combustion technique? Do I really want them having 4 mana? If they play a 4-drop next turn, I'm in so much trouble. I don't love this, but I think I have to. Going for the value seems like a little bit greedy right now. And that's a good one to copy anyway. I'm a little bit short on red mana. So maybe I should have played Zhang Zhang for that reason. Because if I played Zhang Zhang, I could have then cast this plus May in a future turn. Okay. We are going to get to do some cool stuff with our firebenders if they don't die. Like Zhang Zhang plus How to Start a Riot is a lot of damage. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. 9 from the exhaust. 13, 15 damage. So if I can get one more hit in, I can just get him with How to Start a Riot. Messenger Hawk, sure. And give everything Menace, too. Especially if I get May into play first. Ooh, this could be sweet. And I'm at 20 still, so that's good. Because this is +2 for every creature, and I can give both of my other guys Menace. I don't think he has a kill spell. Or he would have used it to kill Zhang Zhang, probably. Maybe even Vindictive Warden. Dealing a damage is pretty useful as well. Watery Grasp. Unfortunate. I think I'm going to put a double strike counter on May, because I can just one-shot him, maybe. Because the prowess and the cunning maneuver and the How to Start a Riot. They don't seem like they have too much to spend their mana on. Knowledge Seeker, sure. So May, if it gets double strike, would then be double strike. This would be +4 power because of the prowess. Okay. That's pretty big. Two to the top. Okay, they're out of cards, though. So I think putting double strike on this makes the most sense. Ty Lee, oh. So if they go like block here. Four, 6, 7. I can give both my guys Menace, but that wouldn't kill them. Okay. Oh, so they're dead now, right? Play this, play this. So this is 1 plus 2 spells, so that brings it up to 3, 6, 8. I'm 1 mana short of it, maybe. Okay, that was maybe something I could have calculated a little bit better. This. Because it'll go up to 3. And then it'll do the spell twice. So it'll go up to 7. So it'll go up to 3, then it'll go up to 7. Yeah, I was close to killing them. If they blocked slightly differently or they single blocked, I could have gotten them maybe or whatever. This guy's really annoying, being able to untap. I forgot that this could untap one. I knew it could untap a blocker. Like, it would stop me if I tried to draw a removal spell to get him. Sure. Being short on red mana is costing me a little bit here. Maybe I was supposed to just do, like, this would have been 4, would have been an extra 8 damage to them. And I just start activating this every turn. But then they just waterbending it away. If I draw a mountain here, are they dead? No, it depends on if they attack me or not. So I did draw the mountain. So maybe if I'd wait until next turn, but they were kind of tapped low that turn. That was a good turn to try. And make something happen when I attack. I can pay 1. If I do, target creature can't block this turn. So I can make it so this can't block or this can't block. Ward 2. Make it so this guy can't block. They're just going to untap one of their lands and then do some sort of double chump block on the May, I think. This game is not looking good for our hero. Yep. Normally I'd be more patient with these things, but it just doesn't get better for me in this situation. Gosh, this card was so clutch for them, Watery Grasp. They're definitely double blocking the May. Oh my gosh. Really? That's crazy. So now I win. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we won that. What the heck was that? Oh my gosh, we got him. Holy heck. I did not think I was going to win that game. Because I've done stuff with him, I'm friends with him on this thing, so I've tried to say GG, but my age of the next thing. Okay. Another keeper. We keep having our 2 drops in our opener, which is good. Oh, he didn't think I had any more cards in hand. He has 0 cards in hand. Okay, yeah, that's funny. Okay. What do I discard? I will discard. So these cards are small. Okay, focus on the game now. My 2/2. I would have discarded this guy. I'm going to get rid of. I don't think I need Deadly Precision right now. I don't have anything I want to sacrifice. Their creatures aren't very good. And then I'll just hold up my kill spells. White, black, eh? Sure. So I could kill the Momo with this card. No, it's just when it leaves the battlefield. Never mind. So I'll just use this because it deals 2. Nice. Zhao, Ruthless Admiral. The drill. Okay. Do I use Cunning Maneuver to save my guy? Or do I just bring him back to my hand? I'll just bring him back to my hand. Land me? Not quite. Okay. Crew 2 on that thing. I guess we're just toasted this game. We needed to draw a land there so we could play this thing and hold up our Lightning Strike to kill the drill. Because now they just play a kill spell, they hit us for 6, and we're in bad shape. And if they have Azula Always Lies, we just lose. Okay. So we did get that out of their hand, which would have protected it from the Lightning Strike anyway. There's the land. Interesting. So if they crew this up again, we can kill it. I guess I should have waited for them to attack. Yeah, airbending is messed up. That's pretty annoying. This card can exile it, I guess, but they're probably not going to crew it up. Gosh darn it, that drill was so annoying. Okay, so we're still in this game, technically. If they have nothing, which they have all spells in hand, I think. Because they haven't been hitting land drops, so they have to have kill spells, because they just haven't played anything to kill. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's bad. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, I can't win this game. Oh well. I mean, that's what happens when you get stuck on lands. I just didn't hit land drops, so I couldn't play my spells. Yeah, pretty much. That stupid drill is also super annoying. Oh well, we have one more round to go. Let's try to make it a good one. I mean, we won one round that was like pretty crazy. I mean, with the May, double strike, all that stuff. So, let's just hope for a good final round, because remember, I'm only playing 5 rounds with the deck. We'll keep this. We have Zhang Zhang. We have our Zhao. We don't have a 2-drop, but we have plenty of good draws in the deck. These lands have been pretty good, I think, giving me the extra flexibility, though I feel like I was short on mana a lot of the time. Right on cue, 2-drop. Love it. I love to see that. And remember, I can just cast this for 5 mana. So I have 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana lined up. Or if I sack something, all my stuff gets buffed from Zhao. White, red. Okay. They can give this thing Firebending 4, potentially, in next turn. Momo, the rare. So it makes their flyers cost less to cast. Okay. Zhang Zhang the Deserter. I like Zhang Zhang. Maybe I should have taken a 2-drop over him at some point, but it's worked out. I think Zhao is going to be pretty reasonable if I find something good to sacrifice. Lightning Strike, sure. Goodbye, Zhang Zhang. And I can always sacrifice this land to that effect, which is good too. And they missed a land drop, so... We missed land drops last game, they're missing them this game. It all evens out in the end, but it just feels bad when it happens to you. So this is going pretty well, I'd say. I don't think we want to sacrifice this quite yet, because I think we want to like use our deadly precisions to kill glider kids and stuff. I guess this is an ally, so we don't really want that to get us. Ooh, that's really good. Oh my gosh, what a rip off the top of the old deck that one was. Yeah, so we're just gonna do this now. Do a bajillion damage. So this is a principle known as maybe I forget what it is. I think Paulo Vitor Dama de Rosa wrote a whole article about it that I've covered on my channel. Maybe it's Wizard's first rule. No, Wizard's first rule is give your opponent the opportunity to make a mistake, I think. But basically, my opponent could always save Momo by sacrificing Earth Kingdom Protectors. So even if I wanted to kill Momo, I still should target the Earth Kingdom Protectors, because the only times when they won't save Momo is when it's better for them because they have like a better card to play in the future. So I still kill the Earth Kingdom Protectors because it's better for me. Like, even if I wanted to kill Momo, because they always have the option to save it. Yeah. So they're at 6. So that's just like an important gameplay principle. Like, it's often be like, oh, I want to kill the card I want to kill, but maybe they have like a really good ally to protect this turn, so they let the Momo die, play the ally. I can't get through its defenses. Also, it's probably better to kill this thing regardless, because I want to be able to destroy their stuff with my deadly precision. Yeah. So here we're going to go Merchant of Many Hats. Sacrifice it to kill this thing. Buff my guys, win the game. And regardless of that, I was going to play the land so that I could then sacrifice the land to Zhao to have enough, like, even more damage. Boom! 4-1 in my first Avatar draft. Feels amazing. Looked like a sweet deck. I mean, I was a little bit worried about the deck's performance based on like when the draft portion went, but it ended up going really smoothly. The removal spells were really good. The little kind of combo-y finish stuff we were able to assemble was really strong. Like, May did some serious work. Maybe we should have even considered the double strike blades for similar synergy purposes, but overall, a super sweet deck. I think playing these off-color lands was also pretty helpful with the Zhaos, with the mana we were getting, and I think the How to Start a Riot definitely proved its worth. The Jet's Brainwashing plus Deadly Precision combo is really good, especially because this gives you a clue, so it's just huge amounts of value and so much fun. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast for the preview access to this for free. That let me get this recorded for you early. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag combo win, because it felt like we were getting a lot of sweet combo wins with our Steel Sack stuff and with our double strike win, which was super, super sweet. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.